What in the world happened with the price of silver today? Why did prices fall so hard, so drastically, and dramatically? Well, President Trump has now declared the Iran truce over, mentioning that talks with Tehran is a waste of time at the NATO summit. Gold and silver markets are also balancing geopolitical anxieties for the upcoming Fed meeting for crucial interest rate clues. If you don't know, higher rates means lower silver prices and lower rates means higher silver prices. These are just a few things that we're going to be covering in this video, along with my thoughts on silver's price dropping so suddenly and what this all means moving forwards. So make sure you subscribe because I post silver videos and updates every single day. That said, let's go.
The new AG47 apparel drop is live. We've got shirts, hats, mugs, mouse pads, and bordered pieces, and a bunch of bold new designs made for silver stackers. The quality is amazing. The designs look sharp, and this drop has something for everyone. Use code SLAYER47 at checkout for 15% off your order for a limited time. That's Slayer47 for 15% off. Go check out the new AG47 apparel drop and grab your favorites while they're still available.
All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. We have two different articles that we're going to be covering today, and they both go hand in hand. The first one is a BBC article that came out just a few hours ago titled, "Trump Threatens More Strikes on Iran as Tehran Warns of Fearless Response." And then we're also going to be covering one from FX Street titled, "Silver Price Forecast, Silver Falls Towards $58 as Trump Declares Iran Truce Finished." So you could see how we're going to go into what happened and how that's affecting the market, but also what does this mean moving forwards. I'm pretty sure that's what you guys want to know, and you can't be more blunt and direct than that. What in the world just happened? Why did it happen? And what's about to happen? That's why you should subscribe. No nonsense, no BS. What's going on with the price of silver today and what's going to happen? And I will do that on a daily basis. So let's jump into the BBC one first. So Trump threatens more strikes on Iran as Tehran warns of fearless response. And that's kind of scary because Iran is talking about a fearless response. Do you guys call it Iran or Iran? I call it Iran. But anyway, so Donald Trump said the ceasefire agreement with Iran is over, blasting the country's leadership as scum and cuckoo after fresh exchanges of fire overnight. Speaking later to reporters at a NATO summit in Turkey, the American president said the U.S. hit them very hard last night and will probably hit them hard again tonight. He accused Tehran of violating an interim deal signed by both countries in June that called for an end to the conflict, adding that they lie and cheat. Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, responded in an X post, "We do not answer vulgarity with vulgarity, but with action, fearlessly and with great valor." Tuesday night into Wednesday saw the worst exchange of strikes between the U.S. and Iran since the deal, known as a Memorandum of Understanding that was signed on 17th of June. Included 14 points, among them a 60-day period for a ceasefire during which negotiations should continue, the safe passage of vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, and the U.S. lifting sanctions on Iran. When asked about the deal at the NATO summit on Wednesday, Trump said, quote, "I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum, they're led by sick people, and they're vicious, violent people," end quote. And, quote, "We make a deal, Iran, go outside, talk to the press, they say, we never even talked about it, there's something wrong with them, they're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over." Speaking ahead of the summit, President Trump also said U.S. negotiators could continue talks if they want, and he saw it as a waste of time. However, in a later news conference, which is just like a couple minutes ago, Trump told reporters he didn't think the Iran war would start again and said anything that happens will be over quickly. So he's saying we're not gonna beat around the bush. We're going to fix this right now, and we're not going to draw this out and make it a big spectacle. He's trying to end it right now. Is that going to happen? I mean, actions speak louder than words, so we will see, but people are definitely assuming, fearing, worrying, speculating, and all of that affects the price of the markets, along with, the other Fed stuff that we haven't even gone into yet. So there's a lot affecting the price of silver, which I'll dive into more in the latter half of the video, like my thoughts. Right now, we're just dropping facts, just sharing the news. So his comments have prompted responses from several Iranian officials. A senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ali Akbar, warned new strikes from U.S. would be met with an immediate response. Iran's deputy foreign minister, Kazem, also said Trump's comments are not a sign of strength, but rather an admission of the failure of a policy built on brute force, sanctions, and threats for years, which could not bring the Iranian nation to its knees. U.S. Central Commander CENTCOM said on Tuesday it had launched powerful strikes in response to attacks on 3 tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. That was yesterday. Iranian state media said 8 members of the country's army had been killed in U.S. strikes in Bandar Abbas and Bushehr, southern Iran. The U.S. also said it had revoked its temporary suspension of sanctions on Iranian oil sales, which is also very important to note, which we'll go into in the second article. So on Wednesday, Iran said it targeted U.S. military sites in Bahrain, Kuwait in retaliation. Oil prices jumped after Trump's comments, of course, although they are still well below the highs seen during the full closure of the strait. CENTCOM said on Wednesday more than 20 U.S. Navy warships were continuing to patrol waters across the Middle East. Iran's parliamentary speaker, Mohammed Bagher, who is also the country's chief negotiator with the U.S., accused the U.S. of breaching the MOU on sanctions on oil sales and other issues, including the attacks in southern Iran and, quote, violating Iranian adjustments in the strait. Quote, the era of bullying and extortion is over. It leads nowhere. We don't fold, he said after U.S. strikes. NATO chief Mark Rutte described the American strikes as, quote, absolutely necessary, saying that Iran was basically violating the ceasefire. There have been several exchanges of fire since the MOU was signed last month on June 17th. The U.S. launched a series of strikes on Iran on June 26th after June 26th. I guess that was not too long ago, but I don't really remember that. I mean, it wasn't probably as publicized as this. Maybe it was. There's so much going on, but so, U.S. launched a series of strikes on Iran on June 26th after an Iranian projectile hit a cargo ship in the... I do remember that. Further, U.S. strikes took place on June 27th following an attack on a tanker, but later that month, both sides had agreed to stand down. Part of the MOU's 14 points is for an immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts. Both sides had continued negotiations on terms of a permanent end to the war, but talks were paused during funeral ceremonies for the late Ayatollah al-Khamenei, who was killed on the first day of the U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran. Ceremonies take place in Iraq on Wednesday. So it's not clear when talks will resume after this latest round of strikes, as Trump responded to a question about further negotiations with the comment, I don't care. Frankly, I don't want to waste my time with them. Now I'll let our wonderful negotiators keep talking if they want, but I don't see it, Trump said. So what's the resolve if nobody is talking or communicating? Just fight? There has to always be something trying to, at least, always got to be communication, right? Communication is key for relationships, for everything. And I especially with this, like, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. You definitely want to be at least in communication with someone, even if it's not that good. Just plain shutting them out and then just letting this all play out from both. That would be ugly, and Americans don't need that, especially while it's the third day into the Charlie Kirk pre-trials and we're all reliving, that situation. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go too much more into this. I guess Jared Kushner is calling them good people. Hold on, I gotta read this real quick because okay. So frankly, I don't want to waste my time with them. Now I'll let our okay, we read that. Wonderful negotiators keep talking. So Trump also referenced his special envoy Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner, calling them good people. Oh, he's saying they are good people. I thought Jared Kushner was calling the Iranians good people. So who could negotiate if they wanted to. The pair previously played a role in peace talks. I'll speak to our negotiators if they want to negotiate. They're good people. But they have to come back to me as far as I'm concerned. It's just a waste of time. Wait, so they are... Oh, I can't tell if this is Trump quoting. I'll speak to our negotiators if they want to negotiate. If they want to negotiate, they're good people. Or is that Steve Witkoff saying, like, no, it can't be because he is the negotiator. Yeah, like I was thinking like if they want to negotiate, like if Iranians want to negotiate, they're good people. But they have to come back to me as far as I'm concerned. It's just a waste of time. But I read that wrong. And that's what happens when you jump ahead reading without, reading the whole thing first. So anyways, now let's jump into the important stuff. So silver falls towards, let's see actually what silver's price is right now. Silver right now is $58.63. So we already know this. President Trump declared the Iran truce over, calling Tehran talks a waste of time. This is some more new news, though. So commodity markets balance geopolitical anxieties against upcoming Fed minutes for crucial interest rate clues. So I'm not going to go over the Iran stuff too much. We already talked about that. So let's go into this, though. So meanwhile, financial and commodity markets are balancing these geopolitical anxieties against upcoming macroeconomic data as traders look into the minutes of the Federal Reserve's June meeting for clues on interest rates. While silver had recently rebounded on the back of its softer than expected U.S. jobs data, it was way softer than expected. I think it was like 58K when they were expecting like 120 something. Don't mark those numbers are wrong, but it was something that drastic. So that prompted investors to scale back the expectations for near-term Fed rate hikes. And remember, rate hikes are bad for gold and silver. Rate cuts, lower rates is bullish, good for gold and silver, I should say at least. So the sudden conflict in the Middle East has clouded the horizon, leaving the broader policy and market outlook highly uncertain. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So this is where we're really going to see if this is silver's bottom. I guess this is like the final test. What do I mean? Let's go to like the 1 month chart. So when silver fell from like 87, 88, it went all the way down to $63 on June 11th. It went up to 70 June 17th, and then it went down to 58 on 6/24. And actually, that's the same day that they had they broke the ceasefire. Remember, I was just talking about 6/24. I was like, did that happen? Yeah, June 24th and the 26th, or 26th and 27th, whatever. But that's when that happened. So silver went to 58. It was like the lowest it's been for a long time until it was rallying upwards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But then it goes back up. You could see it broke above 60. Like I was mentioning, it broke above this psychological level, and now there's room to run higher. But that didn't happen, of course, with what happened today. So now, if the bottom was 57 or 58, this will hold. and then we will go back up above 60. So I guess this is really, if we are going, this is how low we're going to, I guess, see silver could go. This is our test of how low silver could go. We're about to find out, because if it breaks below 58, then it could go really bad. If it holds and goes back above 60 again, and after this kind of plays out, that's the thing though with like forecasts, and that's why I said yesterday or 2 days ago, I was like, I could be completely wrong though, because technically if all this wouldn't have happened, it probably would have been fine. But a wrench gets thrown in, like this happening yesterday and today with Iran and all this craziness, and it throws everything upside down. That works for the better and the worse. Right now we're seeing it for the worse. There's also times though when a wrench gets thrown in, something totally unexpected, right? The unknown variables that I always talk about. And a lot of times that can help gold or silver. So even when things look bad and looks down, nobody's a psychic. Something's going, and it's not like something can happen or might happen. Something will happen. Always. The times today are too crazy. Always expect the unexpected. And that should, I guess, also give some comfort, because most of the time when wrenches get thrown in, it's better for gold and silver. But right now, what are you going to do? Take advantage of these dips. Buy from Miles Franklin. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. Ask for the special price sheet that they don't advertise publicly. Buy the dips. When silver is $121 in January, you were probably praying that you could buy silver at $58 again. Well, now you can. So you might as well take advantage, because I promise it will be, the $121 will not be the high for it for many years. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thanks so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I love you all. Peace.
The silver market moves fast, but prices move even faster. Subscribe to Silver Slayer for daily updates.